paintings have a spirit. They're living spirits. The what you put on canvas is it's a give and take with a canvas. You as the artist and the canvas, it's one. You become one.
Do you have multiple canvases going on at once?
Oh,
in
often.
Your studio?
Yeah. And you develop a relationship with your canvas. I know it sounds kind of flaky, but
so you wouldn't destroy it.
It will tell you whether it's going to work or not. And
Right.
if you are intuitive enough, and if you are in tune with your process, you'll know it immediately.
Right.
And you'll know when a painting is forcing you to stop or pushing you away. It's just something about the flow of paint. And the canvas has a I hate to sound spiritual and way out there, but it really does have its own personality, and it has a voice. And if you force it, you'll never get what you want. And so there's many paintings that I know as I'm creating them, this is not working. It's telling me it's not working. So I can set those aside. But those come back, and they can come back years later.
Do you experiment a lot?
I do.
In the studio?
I do.
You're trying to evolve. You don't want to repeat yourself too much, I guess.
Well, I think there's an element of repetition that you, perhaps it's mark making that I'm known for, that I'm comfortable with, that makes me who I am as a painter.
Right.
But yeah, I don't like to repeat. There are many painters out there that have found a technique or subject matter, and they just keep, flogging it to death.
So you don't want to get bored. You don't want to get bored of yourself.
I get bored very easily.
So you're restless, and then you want to move on to something
Absolutely.
else.
Yeah.
But again, you don't destroy any paintings?
Oh, of course.
You do?
Oh, I do.
But not violently, or?
Well, there have been...
You get frustrated while you're doing it.
Yeah.
But
And in fact, some of the paintings that are most successful are the ones that I've gotten to the point where I've given up. And I've said, okay, I'm powerless. I'm powerless over this painting. You tell me what you want.
It's defeated me.
It has defeated
today.
me. Yeah. And when I go back into it, I go back into it with a whole different feeling and a whole, relationship with the canvas. I stop trying to force it. In some cases, I get angry with it. I lay it on the floor. I walk on it. I've done everything from drive cars over paintings. Just to get something that, you almost, it's like pushing your friend by poking at them all the time until they react. And this is what you do with a canvas. You poke at it until it finally bounces back. It bites back. And that's when you've got a good relationship.
So I find a good night's sleep is good, and then you because you're still thinking about stuff.
Absolutely.
Probably. And then you wake up in the morning, and when it comes to video editing, I could suddenly do 100 little edits.
Of course.
At
you couldn't do
8
the
in the
night
morning,
before.
and where it was a slog the night before. Do you wake up, suddenly have the answer to yesterday's problem?
Absolutely. And I think that has been something I think a lot of us employ. I started doing this in university and in college, was the, step aside from it. As a designer, I had to learn to do that. There were many days, as you recall, back in the business when the solution wasn't there. And I had to, step aside, go for a walk, go for a sleep, whatever you needed to do. You come back an hour later or a couple of hours later or the following morning, and the answer is there. You just at some point can't see it. So I recognize that now as a painter, 30 some odd years now, 35 years. I recognize that feeling that if I can't find the solution, I have to walk away. So I put the paintings away and I can come back to them the following day, maybe even a few hours.
Right.
And the solution is there. There's something there.
How do you know when you're finished, though? A particular painting?
Because the painting will tell you when it's finished. I fully believe. There's nothing more. I look at paintings as I go. We've referred to this at the beginning of our discussion today, in that, I see old paintings. And I say, well, what could I have done differently then? And there oftentimes, I don't have an answer for that. I don't think there is anything I could do at that time. The paintings tell you. If you're listening acutely, again, it sounds a little out there, but if you listen, the painting will just tell you when it's done.